Part 2, 1917 to 1919. Germany issues the Zimmermann telegram. The United States declares war on Germany. The Russian Civil War begins. Belleau Wood and the Argonne Forest. The murder of Tsar Nicholas II and the Romanov family. The armistice on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918. 14 points. The Paris Peace Conference and the Treaty of Versailles. Our first two pieces from this part are a march and a speech from the President of the United States. The Stars and Stripes Forever is a patriotic march written in the late 19th century, but is often associated with U.S. entry into World War I. Its composer, John Philip Sousa, was a part of the U.S. Marine Corps band as a teenager. The President of the United States was Woodrow Wilson. He's the only president to have a doctorate. His previous experience was as a one-term, two-year governor of New Jersey, and as a professor and later a president of Princeton University. In early 1917, Wilson spoke to Congress about the war that had already devastated Europe and the world for almost 3 years, and what role the U.S. might play in ending the conflict. Peace Without Victory will be presented after the Sousa March by Michael Stolkarts.
descendant. The present war must first be ended, but we owe it to candor and to a just regard for the opinion of humankind to say that so far as our participation in any guarantees of future peace is concerned, it makes a great deal of difference in what way and upon what terms it is ended. The treaties and agreements which bring it to an end must embody terms which will create a peace that is worth guaranteeing and preserving, a peace that will win the approval of humankind, and not merely a peace that will serve the several interests and immediate aims of the nations engaged. No covenant of cooperative peace that does not include the peoples of the New World can suffice to keep the future safe against war. If there's only one sort of peace that the peoples of America could join in guaranteeing, the elements of that peace must be elements that engage the confidence and satisfy the principles of the American governments, elements consistent with their political faith and with the practical convictions which the peoples of America have once and for all embraced and undertaken to defend. Now, I do not mean to say that any American government will throw any obstacle in the way of any terms of peace the governments now at war might agree upon, or seek to accept them when made, whatever they might be. I only take it for granted that mere terms of peace between the belligerents will not satisfy even the belligerents themselves. Mere terms of peace may not make peace secure. It will be absolutely necessary that a force be created as a guarantor of the permanency of the settlement, so much greater than the force of any nation now engaged, or any alliance hitherto formed or rejected, that no nation, no probable combination of nations could face, or withstand. If the peace presently to be made is to endure, it must be a peace made secure by the organized major force in humanity.
Mother
this poem to come out of World War I. British broadcaster in his stormy jerry-packs we called the author Wilfred Owen the greatest of all war poets and the voice of a generation. Owen died on 4 November 1918, 1 week before the war's end. The Latin comes from Horace and translates to, "It is sweet and right to die for your country." Grass, a poem by the American author Carl Sandburg, was published in 1918. Sandburg won the Pulitzer Prize for the collection of poems entitled Cornhuskers, of which Grass is a part. War and Peace, published in 1921, was written by English poet and soldier Edgell Rickwood. War wounds cost him one eye completely and impaired vision in the other. He was a writer and editor until his death in 1982. The presenters of these 3 poems are Emma Sarnacki, Katie LaCourse, and Jordyn Birch.
Bent double, like old beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and towards our distant rest began to trudge. And towards our distant rest we began to trudge. Men marched asleep. Many had lost their boots, but limped on, bloodshot. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of disappointed shells that dropped behind. Gas, gas, quick boys! An ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time. But someone was still yelling out and stumbling and floundering like a man in fire or lime, dim through the misty panes and thick green light as under a green sea. I saw him drown. In all my dreams before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If, in some smothering dreams, you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch the white eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face, like a devil sick of sin. If you could hear, at every jolt, the blood come gargling from the froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as the cud of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues, my friend, you would not tell with such high zeal to children ardent for some desperate glory, the old lie. Dulce et decorum est, pro patria mori.
Pile the bodies high at Austerlitz and Waterloo. Shovel them under and let me work. I am the grass, I cover all. And pile them high at Gettysburg, and pile them high at Ypres and Erdo. Shovel them under and let me work. 2 years, 10 years, and passengers ask the conductor, what place is this? Where are we now? I am the grass. Let me work.
In sodden trenches I have heard men speak, though numb and wretched, wise and witty things, and love them for the stubbornness that clings, longest to laughter when death pulleys creak, and seeing cool nurses move on tireless feet to do abominable things with grace, deem them sweet sisters in that haunted place, where with child's voices strong men howl or bleat. Yet now those men lay stubborn courage by, riding dull-eyed and silent in the train, to old men's stools or sell gay-colored socks, and listen fearfully for death. So I love the low, laughing girls who now again go daintily in the thin and flowery frocks.
At the end of World War I, Hungary, the country that fought on the side of the Germans, lost 2/3 of its territory. To announce where the new border would fall, native Hungarians gathered around the radio when the map opened up on the table and listened nervously as the reporter read off the towns that would determine the new territory. This following song is of the time period describing Hungarians desperately searching for a home. It will be performed by Sara. coming. First, if all the student performers could please stand so they can get another round of applause. I've been teaching here for 17 years, and it never ceased to amaze me the talent, the hard work, the discipline that these kids have for this night. People coming up to me asking to be part of it and wanting to be part of it. Can I quickly also get people to raise their hand who have been here for the second time for this or participated twice? Thank you so much again. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And hopefully we'll see you here for year number 3 next year. Thank you very much. Have a great night.